the 12th house. As a heavy 12th houser, I'm going to kind of give my take on the 12th house through my experiences in my life. The 12th house is about connection to the collective unconscious, but it's also a place where we go to be in isolation. It's like in the tarot, like when you pull the hermit card, like that's the 12th house. When people are basically, when the 8th house issues arise, conscious issues that we have, or even the subconscious, because the 12th house is subconscious issues, we retreat into the 12th house and we retreat into isolation. And the 12th house also can relate to addictions and vices, because it also relates to isolated places like hospitals and prisons. So if you think about it, like if someone, say, is heavily traumatized in their life and they aren't equipped to handle the things that they've been through, there's going to be a lot of conscious and subconscious issues within them, and they're either going to go to escapism, which is like drugs, and that could lead to then like prison or hospitals, especially too. And so that's why the 12th house is kind of seen as like a scary house, but it doesn't have to be. It can actually be a very healing house. So when we go into that isolation, we're looking to go into ourselves, like to dive into the depths of ourselves. And the more you dive into yourself, the more you actually start getting connected to the collective. If you're going to like a healthier place, that is. And that's why the 12th house associated with Neptune is very like nebulous. It's hard to explain in a lot of ways, because it's a different journey for everyone. It's a different personal self journey. So if you have 12th house placements, then you absolutely have, I would like to say, somewhat of unfinished business with people that are going to come into your lives, and not only can you learn lessons for them and have experiences with them, but they are also going to experience things that are going to have be lessons for them. So for example, if you have Venus in the 12th house, you're probably going to have a lot of women that are tied to you karmically, which would be like past lives possibly, or just like that are almost like fated to come into your interaction with you. If you have Mars there, then that would represent men. If you have the moon there, that could represent like mother figures. And if you have the sun there, you could just basically like almost everyone that comes can be, because the sun is like our ego identity. So, and it shines so brightly that it would make you like a very spiritual person, but it would also make you very connected to the collective unconscious. So the 12th house is, related to karma, because it relates to, everything outside of life that we're trying to understand. So it's really not like a super scary place. It's just a part of like being human. Like when we go through heartbreaks and stuff, we retreat into the 12th house. So even if you don't have placements in the 12th house, the 12th house is an absolutely necessary house for everybody. The 12th house is also a place where we may not see ourselves very clearly, because again, it's associated to Neptune. And so Neptune can cause like illusions and confusion. So if you are a heavy 12th houser or have placements in the 12th house, you may not see that placement of your own clearly, but other people can see it better than you. It makes it kind of tricky. I have my sun in the 12th house, and I think the way people perceive me is very different than how I perceive myself. And that's something that I've had to learn over time. So just keep that in mind as well, that the 12th house is where we may not see ourselves clearly in whatever placements or sign that we have ruling our 12th house, but other people can see things about us maybe more clearly. or it may be more evident, I would say, to them than it may be to us.